This book was a huge treasure to me. I savored it. I read it over maybe like 3-4 months because I just really wanted to take my time with this. I think that now there's a trend of hurrying with reading. Like, let's read as many books as we can this month. I like having goals, but I think that the real purpose of reading a book for me is the time that it takes. It is the time that the words seep into my brain and I kind of let it sit and simmer. And so I'm glad that I took as long as I did to read this book because I took a long time, but it was definitely necessary. Next, I read Tuesdays with Morrie, and very short, a classic, nonfiction. I really enjoyed reading Morrie's philosophy about life and death, and there's one quote: aging is not just decay, it's growth. It's more than the negative that you're going to die. It's also the positive that you understand you're going to die and that you live a better life because of it. Really good read about community and needing others, the strength that vulnerability has. Loved that one. I've recently finished Our Souls at Night, and this is a really nice slice of life every day. There are no quotations in this book, so same with Sally Rooney, no quotations, which I really enjoy. This was about two people who kind of live in the same neighborhood, same area, who are both in their 70s. They've both lost their spouses. It's just about them growing close to one another and learning about companionship, and I really enjoyed it. I finished the book wanting more. Like, I wanted to know more about what these people were up to. Very simple, very slice of life. It's more about the characters than the plot, and I really enjoy those kind of books. I took a quiz on Substack called Read Your Color, I believe, and my results were 90% Blue Reader. I love character-driven stories more than plot-driven stories, and the development that we get to see in the characters. Books that really touch on the human experience, books that are about found family, community, and whenever I finish a book, I will write down in my reading journal. I've really liked writing it down versus typing it into Goodreads or whatever. Also, because this is private, this is just for me, and other platforms are more public, it feels like a little treat after I finish a book. These are the books that I'm currently reading. I'm currently listening to the audiobook of Wuthering Heights, and if I'm listening to an audiobook, I don't like to go back and forth between reading the book and listening. I just like to listen. So I haven't actually cracked this open. I love Wuthering Heights. I've read this a few times over the past years, and listening to it is a new experience, so I'm really enjoying that. I picked this up 2 years ago, started it, got busy, never got back to it, so I'm really liking getting into it again. I've been down the pipeline of Greek mythology, Percy Jackson, and I know the lore behind Greek mythology. I'll always think it's interesting, so I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I'm also really enjoying this book, which is a compilation of Toni Morrison's essays, speeches, and meditations. I love anthology books. I just love collections of short stories or essays compiled into a book. I love essays. Like, I just love essays, and reading her essays, it's on a different level. Next up, this is just such a beautiful book, and after I read the synopsis, I was like, I know I'm gonna love this. A trenchant reflection on the choices we make and those made for us, on daughters and mothers, on our interconnected world, Dream Count pulses with emotional urgency and poignant, unflinching observations on the human heart in language that soars with beauty and power. I don't need to say any more, like, I am ready to read this. Another big book is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I believe this is fantasy. This was also a recommendation on the Blue Reader newsletter. Slice of life, check. Found family, check. Historical fiction, check. First of all, I love the cover. I think the cover is stunning. I love coming of age story. That's that. Whenever a book is this thick, I get really excited because I know that it's going to capture my attention for a very long time. I personally love getting sucked into a really long book. This is called Middlemarch, and I know nothing about it. I don't know anything about it, but I've heard that it's one of the classics to read, and I've read a lot of classics, but not this one, and that's a problem. This was another book on the Blue Reader newsletter, and again, I know nothing about this. I think it's fantasy. I think so. And I'm not sure how recent this is. English translation 2005. Ah, so like 20 years ago. Intermezzo was the first Sally Rooney book I ever read, which might be surprising considering she's already written so many wonderful books. So I've decided to read her first book, which is Conversations with Friends. And yeah, that's my TBR from my bookshelf. Hey. No! Wow, look at this huge tree trunk. I've never been on this trail before, and it just keeps on going and leading to different directions. We walked for about 2 hours maybe, and the weather was so nice. I'm really glad that we did that. Very cool. They're all standing so tall.
That little piece there is called a cookie.
And apparently it smells amazing.
It smells amazing and it's not edible.
It's not edible. Want a little bite. Good morning. It's a lovely Sunday morning. I'm here at the movie theater because I'm going to see Pride and Prejudice. It's my favorite film of all time. I've watched it countless times. There have been a few times where I've been so stressed that for a whole week straight, every night I will watch it, and it does the trick. To see it on the big screen was so incredible. I was so captivated. Each time I rewatch Pride and Prejudice, I catch different details in the direction, in the cinematography, in the costumes. I love this film. I'm really glad that they had these posters because online I think they're selling them for like 20-30 bucks. It never gets old for me. This is truly the film that I could watch every single day. I'm meeting my friends for a walk, which I'm so excited for. I'm gonna get a bev first though. Ooh.